Bad therapists. Let's talk about bad therapists. Bad therapists carry a lot of their rubbish with them. Bad therapists believe in the normality of life and what they know. They're not worthwhile listening. Oh, you should be ashamed of yourself. What? This shame bit. Shame? What, you crazy? You crazy? I studied a bit of therapy, and I want to be a therapist, but in international, I'm not a darn westernized dogma type. You know, what the hell's shame? Nothing to be ashamed of. It's what you did. Oh, what's wrong? Ah, she comes on. She says you should be ashamed of yourself for if you masturbate to pornography. You should be ashamed of everything. Your normal sexuality. Shame, shame, shame on you. You know what that is in the Course of Miracles? Shame is a judgment system. It was created by God. It was a judgment system. So maybe it is wrong. Maybe it's right. I keep on asking what's an addiction and what isn't an addiction. What's your definition of addiction? Everything we do, what's behind it? That's what I came to today. I was asking him. He studied a bit of psychology. Well, addiction is something you do to escape another problem. So, what's the underlying factor behind the problem? Trauma. You know, people do sexual impropriety because it's an addiction of self-regulation because they've got a lot of traumatic experience in their life. They don't even know what they're doing. Women do it, men do it. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but look at what's underlying everything. Another thing is you always take words for literal meanings. Yeah. In the beginning was the word. But what is the underlying frequency behind the word? So we can't feel things. So we get deceived or we take things literally. So you can't understand Eckhart Tolle. You can't understand Dr. Todd Gundon. You're an analytical psychologist, and I'm pointing out you can't go around analyzing people. It seems like a tool. I analyze this, analyze that. Queensland psychiatrist analyzed that Nick Kelly didn't say such his life. Just couldn't have analyzed it. It's a bunch of rubbish. It just makes sells news. It's up in the Queensland Chronicle. I wouldn't listen to that. Why would I listen to that nonsense? You know, why would I listen to the media anymore? The media is the message, McClellan said. Well, I said to become a polarized system of political or pharmaceutical rubbish. Am I attacking the pharmaceutical? Not always. I'm attacking corruption in the medical system. And the media is the message, McClellan said. Yeah, he was right. It wasn't a propaganda. What's propaganda? What's a fact and what's a fiction? I'm getting all over the place. I went to a therapist once and I said, "Do you know Jungian psychology?" No, that went beyond me. Oh, beyond you. So what are you talking to me for? What the heck is he trying to explain? I understand CBD. I had to learn it myself. Cognitive behavioral therapy, which is good. And she said, yada, 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 yada. Ah, Seinfeld last night. Yeah, I watched that. And he says, "Did you go out last night?" Yada, yada, yada. You know how it goes? Did you learn anything? Did you pass? Yada, yada, yada. This is the sort of government official for the poor people to get some therapy. She doesn't know anything. So the last one I talked to, you know anything about trauma therapy? No. And I said, well, then I always put things in horsey terms. One trick pony. That's an insult. Take it or leave it, whatever you want to call it. It's an observation that you're one trick pony. You can't heal anybody with that sort of nonsense. Am I serious? I have studied trauma therapy and I'm not licensed, but I'm certified. One trick pony. You know, I've dealt with Canadian warriors and I'm very empathic. Got a few things on the book that other than the PDHD and rubbish. Like, he talks a lot. Spindale's Jorgen Peterson. He's a clinical psychology professor. Jorgen, you're talking about women? And you're politically manipulating people. And you're attacking transgender and everything. Where are you getting off here? You're really all over the string. And you also talk about Buddhist psychology. Said that. I heard you. You said life is suffering. No, that's woke. Life is not suffering. Suffering is life is sensation. Life is suffering. What's sensation mean? It's the approach of Buddhist psychology to get you out of suffering, though things are happening around you. You don't have to suffer. So I say Buddhist psychology. I didn't like that. That's how I tell her how to shut down my emotions and be a sponge. And that's what I do. I'm not a sponge, sucking it in and absorbing it. I developed emotional intelligence. There's a couple of cautious. Intellectual, which you are. You need that. It's a tool. Next one, emotional. 3. Next one, spiritual. Some ethics. Some grounding love in God or love or something to come back to a semblance of being humanitarian, not humanist. Humanist tends to be an atheist, a humanitarian. So this kid yesterday, I don't mind. I mean, it's just something. You must be a woman if you're against fossil fuels. Am I? Am I really? Yeah, son. Or whatever you are, Hitler or a right-wing swinger. Am I attacking? Yeah, I'll attack you. No, I'll just say it. I scuba dived the Barrier Reef. I saw the coral reef bleaching. I did whale research. I saw DDT in the ocean. All these derivative of chemicals. Well, they died of DDT. Does that mean I'm a woman? Huh? Does that mean I'm a woman? I'm one of the few that speak up here. I'm not a collective dummy getting caught up in right-wing rhetoric. I'm against fossil fuels. I'm against for decarbonization. And I'm also for women's equality. Oh, does that mean I'm a woman? No. It means I'm a good man. A man that stands up for his wife is a good man. His daughter, he's a good man. He's not a woman. Think about this, what you say. And Justin Trudeau, his father was Pierre Elliott Trudeau. not Fidel Castro's, but yeah, they were friends. He was friends with Jimmy Carter, too. You know, when were you born? I was in Ottawa when he was prime minister. You know what I think? I think he was the best prime minister we ever had. I think so. He's a federalist. I didn't see the country all divided up into knots. He held it together like glue, the confederation of all these provinces. So he died, and you make fun of him. And you say, he's my daddy. See how sick you are? You're so angry. You're not making sense. Is it Justin Trudeau that screwed up things? I don't think so. I think it's too much greed. Too much greed on economics. People not paying attention to how much they're spending in debt. It's getting worse. A lot of factors there. So I don't think it's Justin Trudeau, but you're sure putting on a stage show of hate to get him out. Now, he's done a few things I don't like. I don't like him putting a pipeline through, but I guess he had to. But he's a good prime minister, basically. So what do? You don't spend anything on railway. Wow. Crazy thought. You don't spend anything.